Hello friends, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna tell you each and everything about sacrifice in our Islam. What is behind the story of Qurbani? Sacrifice means Qurbani in Arabic or in Urdu. Origin of the word Qurbani. Qurbani originates from the word Qurban, which comes from the word Qurb, meaning closeness. The Prophet Ibrahim salam, in his willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail, demonstrated his closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in doing so represented true Islam or submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the actual story of Hazrat Ibrahim salam is Ibrahim salam experienced a dream in which he was ordered to sacrifice his beloved son Ismail salam. At first, he was tickled and believed it was trickery of the cursed devil. After experiencing the dream the following night, he then understood that it was a message and a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Without hesitation, he prepared his son for the sacrifice. Ibrahim alayhi salam loved his son dearly, yet this was no obstruction to honoring his duty that was instructed to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and thus proving his full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibrahim alayhi salam took his son to the top of Mount Arafat, and in his hands a knife and a rope. Upon arrival, he mentioned the dream to his son Ismail alayhi salam and made him aware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed for him to be a sacrifice, and in obedience his son Ismail alayhi salam accepted what was commanded of him. Ismail alayhi salam asked that his hands and legs be tied to avoid struggling during the sacrifice, and that his father should blindfold himself to avoid witness the suffering of his son. Ismail was aware of his father's love towards him and knew that this would be difficult to witness. As Ibrahim alayhi salam began to carry the sacrifice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced Ismail with a ram, and Ismail alayhi salam was unharmed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested Ibrahim alayhi salam to see his dedication in his submission Islam to his creator. In his willingness to oblige to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands, Ibrahim alayhi salam successfully passed the test, and Qurbani acts as a reminder of our beloved Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam dedication and devotion to serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala obediently. This is the true Islam of one's self that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects from us. The second question is, when is Qurbani performed? The act of Qurbani is carried out in the festive season of EID UL ADHA during the Dhul Hijjah, translated as the month of pilgrimage, the 12th month of the Islamic calendar. This serves as lesson to carry out our duties and is inspired by the dedication of Ibrahim alayhi salam to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is also the period whereby the special pilgrimage of Hajj takes place, which is one of the 5 compulsory pillars of Islam. The Hajj takes place on the 8th, 9th and 10th day of Dhul Hijjah, and Eid ul Adha begins on the 10th day and ends on the 13th. Now the third question is significance of Qurbani. For every hair of the Qurbani you will receive a reward from Allah, and for every strand of its wool you will receive a reward. Al-Tirmidhi. The rewards for Qurbani is immense as mentioned in the Sunnah and Hadith. The most important aspect of Qurbani is the total devotion and submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The word Islam, meaning submission, derives from. To be a devout Muslim requires forsaking our pride and ego to dedicate ourselves entirely to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is through our Creator's guidance that we obtain true success in the dunya, this world, and the akhirah, the next. Submission is not the only lesson we learn from story behind Qurbani. Other core lessons vital to the practice of Islam can be examined, such as first one is unity, wahda. It is a sacrifice that encourages unity through the sharing and distribution of meat to those in need of food. Whether it is shared to Muslims or non-Muslims, the meat is distributed to help those in need of your support, and in doing so, we are encouraging peace, blessing, and unity amongst all those within the human family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy is for all of his creation, and we help whoever is in need of it. The second part is piety, taqwa. Their meat will not reach Allah, nor will their blood, but what reaches him is piety from you. Thus have we subjected them to you, that you may glorify Allah for that to which He has guided you, and give good tidings to the doors of good. Quran 22:37. The importance of Qurbani lies in the act of it. For example, the act of worship to Allah, which is the essence behind the sacrifice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all His glory is not in need of our charity, nor does He need our sacrifice. He wills and we follow. All He needs to say is be, and it is. He is the giver of life and the taker, and all shall return back to Him. Nothing we do benefits Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Instead, what Allah commands is mercy on us and benefits us. What we sacrifice is feeds our needy from our families. After all, we are all children of Adam alayhi salam, and everyone is our brethren. In addition, we are nurturing our love for the akhirah and our piety in our good deeds and willingness to obey and any kind command given to us by our Creator, which in turn increases our iman and taqwa, faith and God fearing. Moreover, we are strengthening our sabr or patience, which allows to release the love of this world and its short-lived wealth by sacrificing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is in actual fact is a sacrifice for others. The third part is mercy, rahmah. The sacrifice of Ismail alayhi salam was a great test on our beloved Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and Ismail alayhi salam was saved by the sheer mercy and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This cradle of mercy has always existed through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and has been our source of inspiration, guidance and comfort since we was created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy, whether we choose to see it or not, exists in unique ways beyond our imagination. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the planner, and we must obey His commands as a mercy to us. His mercy is the reason we can hear, see, taste, smell, touch, and the reason we are compassionate and we are able to make decisions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy should never be taken for granted, and the story of Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam illustrates that we should be eternally grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His benevolence. The fourth part is patience, sabr. One of the most important teachings in Islam is patience. The virtue of a believer is to persevere through hardship in contemplation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in constant understanding of His trials. Patience is one of the best blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can ordain on a person. When Ibrahim alayhi salam told his son that he will be a sacrifice by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ismail alayhi salam in absolute patience and loyalty to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted without any refusal to the situation. Ismail alayhi salam response to his father was, "O my father, do what you are commanded to do. You will find me, God willing, patient." Quran 37:102. Here Ismail alayhi salam is displaying the ultimate example of pure patience for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is an attribute all Muslims should have. Our beloved and final Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized its importance and mentioned, "Whoever practices sabr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him sabr, and no one can be given anything better or more far-reaching than sabr." Sahih Bukhari. The fourth question is, who should perform Qurbani? The general ruling is that Qurbani should be performed by adults of sane mind and affordable means. This means that anybody who meets the threshold for zakat should be performing Qurbani. However, if you have any doubts, please contact your local mosque. Okay, the fifth and last question is, what animals are sacrificed at Qurbani? The animals we slaughter at Qurbani are goats, sheep and cows. They can be male or female and in good health. Goats and sheep must be at least 1 year old and cows must be 2 years old. So guys, there is a message in the end about Eid ul Adha. The spirit of Eid ul Adha should be to help the ones who can't afford Qurbani sacrifice so that they can also be joyous on this occasion of Eid. I hope you like my video, the whole information about Eid ul Adha. If you like my video, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel and share this beautiful information to your family and with your friends. See you guys until next video. Take care, bye bye, and Allah Hafiz. In the end, Eid Mubarak to all of you from us. Thank you.